Hey, it is Black Molly, and today we are going to do a hair dyeing video. As you can see, like, right now my hair is very bright red. It's actually magenta, but because I'm an adult and I just turned 30 in February, yay for me, I have decided that I need a more grown-up hair color, and if you can see my roots are almost black. So, how to dye your hair. First thing you're going to need is a crap ton of newspaper. If you rent a home or rent an apartment, to get your lease back, everything has to be in prime condition, and so that means covering every square inch of bathroom in newspaper, which mine is covered. So, second thing you're going to need is a garbage bag, or like a Walmart bag, and a what's it called, or a shower cap, and that's to put on your hair for after the hair dye is on your head. So we've got that. Throw that over there. You'll need Vaseline, which goes around the hairline. You'll need clips and elasties, and that is to part your hair. And you will need 1 to up to 5 boxes of hair dye. This is Colorsilk Beautiful Color with 3D color technology. Ooh la la. Excuse me, in brown black. Every time I go black, it looks really, oh shit, just dropped my hair dye. Every time I go pure black, it looks really unnatural and crappy, so this time we're going to go a lighter shade and pray it works. And then, after that, last thing you're going to need, and this is essential, Frappuccino. So, the first thing you're going to do is brush your hair. I've already brushed mine out. And then you're going to separate it. Now, the directions will say into 4 sections. For those of you who don't know, I'm 30 now. I've been dyeing my hair since I was 11. So that's 19 plus years of knowing the instructions. So what I like to do is kind of like this. And you're like, well, how do you see? Well, we're not done. So these are going to be down here. And you kind of do a loose ponytail. So, you know where that is. And they don't have to be even. Like, if it says do even sections, well, you know, it does not have to be even. This also gives you a chance to read the newspaper while you're doing this. Like right now, pineapple is $1.29. That's pretty damn good. So, anyway. So now you have your hair roughly in 4 sections. We have a little bit of loose right here, but oh well. He will be dyed. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what we're going to do, Vaseline. And this can be a little gross. And you're probably thinking like, oh my god, the container's so old. Actually, it's not. We got it on clearance. Vaseline's actually really good for your hair. And it's incredibly good for your skin. So, some people may experience breakouts, but me, I tend to have dry skin. At least, you know, lately it's been dry. So, what you're going to do is put around your hairline, down past and on top of the ears. So, really get your ears. And you're probably asking me why I'm not doing burgundy. Well, it feels like everybody and their dog is doing burgundy right now. So, I don't want to be a slave to a trend. Really get it around here, like on your neck, and even on your shoulder. place this in a safe environment. God forbid anyone knows you're dyeing your hair. So, on to the color. I know some people have like those little mixing bowls and shit to do their stuff in. Well, I'm not fancy. You're going to have 4 bottles, 2 little packets of this conditioner, which I do like. So what I'm going to do first, and this can sound a little weird, so I'm going to actually open these. And you're like, why are you opening the conditioner? Because, well, I've learned from previous experience, it is a real bitch to do this when your hands are wet in the shower. Tasty. Like that on a sandwich. Once these are open, put them in the shower. So, what you're going to do, even though I know the instructions for these, I'm still going to read it to you guys. Because you have to open them anyway to get the gloves out. And you will need the gloves. So if this is your first time hair dyeing, the gloves are usually inside the instructions. Okay. There's going to be an English and a Spanish side, or if you're in Canada, probably English and a French side. So full head application, you're going to leave this on for 25 minutes. To err on the side of safety, I usually leave mine on 5 minutes longer. So there's that, and I just throw them away. Since this one has gloves in it and I'm not going to need it, I'm going to actually save the gloves because you can never have too many gloves hanging around. Especially if you have a kid and her hair is so long it clogs up the drains. So, what you're going to do is you're going to probably need scissors. So don't forget scissors. Stabby, stabby. Anyway, so what you're going to do is hold this up to the light, and there'll be a line right here that usually goes up to the top. Well, I cut a little lower than that. I like a heavy application. And you'll probably get some developer on you. That's no big deal. Stop flowing. It might be bad. Oh well. And then snip it about right there. Seriously? Look at that. So much I've flown out. Oh well. So you're going to unscrew the caps. And this is where the colorant comes in. Now, it's this kind of weird liquid here, and that's the colorant. It says put gloves on for this, but I've done it so many times, like, probably be fine without them. Unscrew both the caps off the developer bottles. Take the brown, one of the brown bottles, and this might be a vegetable bin. Do not do what I just did. Do not put your mouth on these. Okay. Mix one of the brown bottles, or the color bottles, in with this bottle. 1-to-1 ratio. Try not to spill. And try to get all the color in there. So now what you can do is discard this. What I do is I put it back in the boxes. And you put the lid back on. Now, what you're going to do is it will say use the gloves. I don't use the gloves because I'm a bad girl. So what you're going to do is shake, 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 shake your hair down, shake your hair down. Yeah, get funky. So that's what we do. Yep, it's going to run out a little bit, and it might sting our hands. And if it stings your hands, maybe you wouldn't want to use that brand. Now, you can wait to mix the second bottle, but I know I'm going to need it anyway, so I'm just going to mix the second bottle real quick. Now, essential frappuccino time. As Great Girl would say, sippy sippy, super sassy. Try not to drop it. Okay, so we're going to take the first bottle, which is bottle number 1. Now, you can start at the bottom or you can start at the top. Oh, and another thing, your t-shirt, don't forget that. So, yeah, you can start at the bottom, start at the top. But before you do anything, put on the gloves. There's really no right order as long as you get it all on your head. And if you're not dyeing your hair on your head, it's a little bit creepy. Now, just for the record, while we wait for these to develop a little bit, I am not dyeing my eyebrows or my eyelashes. You're probably asking why. It is very toxic, and plus my eyebrows are actually black, like my natural hair color to begin with, so they'll match. I'll remove all the jewelry. Oopsies. Put that over on the towel rack. So, take bottle A. And decide which section you want to do first. Do this one. I tend to do the front sections first. I don't know why. It's just personal preference, I guess. Now, you may want to remove your glasses for this. I can't see without mine, and I don't want to put in my contact lenses. So, yeah. Start separating the section. So, separate it really well, like almost really small. Like this big. Like not very big. And we're going to start dyeing. Goodbye, red hair. It's a sad day. Sad day indeed. Oh well, this is part of being a grown-up. Dyeing your hair grown-up colors. And it doesn't mean I'll look less gothic. It'll just mean I have a different color hair. Because goth is right here. Right in your heart. That's where it is. If it's on the outside too, then that's good. On the sides, this will be almost black. So, black is gothic. We have proof of this. You can squirt some on your hands. So you look runny. And it looks green right now. And that's okay. So, you're just going to run that down and then over the rest of your hair. Now, this section here is done. You're probably like, well, that's a little obvious. Well, it is. You're going to section another hair because I have grays. I don't like admitting it, but I have grays. So we're going to try to get all the gray. So it's like to be a mama goth. Get gray hairs. Get gray everything. So, eh. So what do you do today? I apply mine in lines. Oopsies. Oopsie poopsie. And I really saturate the ends. My ends are actually pretty dead. I should cut them off, but I'm just not gonna. And also, like, if you're like me, you have computer equipment in the bathroom while you're dyeing your hair. Well, that's asking for trouble. But, oh well. Anyway, I'm going to continue on dyeing my hair. You've seen how I've done 2 sections. So I'm going to continue dyeing the whole head, and I'll get back to you when I have the shower cap. When your hair dye starts sounding like a sick dolphin, like that means the bottle's about ready to run out. So what you're going to do is take the bag, put it, bend your head down, stretch out the handles a bit, flip your hair back, pull the handles up, and just tie them in a cute little bow. I recommend a knot. So, now you can kind of sort of clean up a little bit. As you can see, I made quite a big mess. So, yeah, my mom's not going to be happy. So throw out any incriminating evidence. Now, for the hair dye spots, because some of us are going to have them, what you're going to do is get some toilet paper and some hairspray. Yeah, this is Tiggy. It's expensive, but it works. So you're going to spray all the hair dye spots, or even if it looks like a hair dye spot. And it will fade it. So now the paint stains are off the walls. So if that would happen, use acetone. How to get the hair dye off your face. Makeup wipe, makeup remover. I'm probably like, well, why do you need a remover? This stuff is actually pretty decent. This is a dupe of the Neutrogena makeup remover. And it's a Quaid version, so it's just Walmart. We also make a CVS style, you know, if you prefer to go to CVS. But I am very messy. And try to keep this away from your earrings, because it will stain them. And that's not pretty or fun. And you may need more than one makeup wipe. I'm gonna go back in 2008. Oh my god, that was a pain in the ass. Anyway, so I got most of it. If it doesn't get all of it, then what you can do is get an exfoliant, exfoliate the dead skin off. I have one in the shower, I'll use that. So, since we're still recording, I would like to give you guys an explanation as why I have not been on for the past month. I feel really bad, for letting you guys down a little bit, and I'm sorry about that. It's kind of been unavoidable though. I quit my job at Walmart, because I felt I was getting absolutely no support, from my managers at all, and that's kind of a sad thing to say, I was being told contradictory things. I was being told blah 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 about everything else. And one of the customers flew at me in a violent outburst, to which the company basically did nothing. So I quit. I admit I quit. And you're like, well, how can you do that? Well, sometimes you have to. And this is coming from a 30-year-old who's quit her fair share of jobs. If you're not receiving the support you need from management and you take it higher and they still do nothing, then something needs to be done. And if it's not done, then it's a bad thing. And it's technically a bad company, so you need to part ways. Another thing that's been going on, I've just honestly been depressed. I'm just going to flat out state it. I've been really, really depressed. My income has dwindled a lot. So I have not been buying makeup except for if my eyeliner will run out, then I will go buy, I will actually go and try to trade an eyeliner for another eyeliner that I may have sitting around and I'm not using. If that fails, I'll go buy a cheap eyeliner. Thank God for Ulta having sales right now. I got a cheapy black eyeliner for $1. It worked okay. It did work okay. Not as good as my Zero or Perversion, of course. But then I ran out of that because I wear black eyeliner on a daily basis, except when I've been sick, and I'll get to that in a minute. I wish I could afford my Zero pencil again, but I can't. I do have 3 Perversion pencils laying around. And you're like, well, why don't you just use those? Well, I cannot use those on my waterline. It stings my eyes, and it's something about the rich pigment in it, which is, awesome for some people, but not for me when I have allergies. So I'm sorry about all that. Yeah. And another reason that I have been gone is, I feel like I'm kind of stuck makeup-wise. I've been seeing a lot of inspirational pictures, though, lately, so I may try to use some of those, get a few tutorials in. It's a weird sound. Anyway, I have also been very, 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 very sick. I was hospitalized. I had a cyst over my ovary that was the size of a golf ball. That cyst ruptured. And when it ruptured, I was walking home from the store because I've been trying not to use a lot of gas. And it took me to my knees, and I barely got home. Luckily, I don't live that far from the store. I collapsed on the couch, and I was taken to the hospital. That's where they found the cyst, and they gave me, of all things, morphine. And I'm like, I don't want painkillers. And okay, if you know me, back when I was 20, I was addicted to painkillers. I quit that. Honest to God, quit. Up until now, and they started putting me on these heavy painkillers for this. Well, I don't want to be on them, so I asked them instead for a non-narcotic muscle relaxer. That didn't work though, so I had them painkillers, which sucks. I sleep a lot, and I cannot go to the gym a lot because it hurts. It hurts to work out with this
because believe it or not, like even when you're doing your arms and chest and shoulders, it hurts. So, but I'm gonna go as much as I can. Maybe if nothing else, if I get in cardio every day, that's something. So I'm gonna keep going. My boyfriend and I have been together for 6 months now, which is like really awesome. Like yay! And I love him to death. And he is wonderful to me. He is an absolute joy to be around. I love him so much. His name is Ryan. Try to insert a picture somewhere. He really supports me. He's actually the one that took me to the hospital because I was so sick. And I know he was worried about me, and it's so nice to have somebody that actually cares in your life. And if you don't have that, I'm sorry, and I wish I could make you know what it feels like. I care for every single one of you guys. So anyway, but other than that, it's just been one thing after another. Got new glasses. Yay! I will try to get back on track with makeup tutorials. Like, I shouldn't be sleeping all the time. It's not good for me. It's not good for Betty to see that. I have been looking for regular jobs. I kind of like a little part-time one right now, but it's kind of iffy. Basically just, hey, you want some hours? Yeah, sure.
Okay, and here's the final product. It is very, very dark black. Beautiful color. I actually like it. I see like a hint of brown in there, and that's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. So, yeah, that's how to dye your hair the traditional way. So, anyway, I'll see y'all soon, and I love you so much. Bye. Black Widow Molly over and out.